Hi, my name is Troy Jellison. I'm a fire captain with the City of El Dorado, Kansas Fire Department. The days are really busy. I mean, a lot of people think that we just sit around and play cards, but we come in the mornings, we spend the first hour of our day just checking our equipment because we can't afford to have things not work or to fail. So we have to double check to make sure that tires are aired up right, that all the tools have fuel, and that everything's ready to go. The air packs are full of air. Once we get through with that, we set aside another hour just for physical training because it's important to be in good condition. For the rest of the morning after that hour, we spend our time in training, getting better at our jobs, making sure we understand what we do and that we're the best at it that we can be. After lunch, we spend our time usually out in the public doing fire safety inspections in the community, out training fire extinguisher classes in the schools, mentoring the children, just out and about in the community, doing all the things that people actually see us do more often. And then in between those times is when we respond to calls as they come up. So sometimes things just have to sit. Sometimes we don't get our lunch. Then in the evenings, that's our downtime. That's when we get a little bit of time to sit back and relax. We do have to stay available for calls. And occasionally we do some more training in the evenings because obviously not all things happen during the day. We can't always train during the daytime because not everything happens during the daytime. So occasionally we have to do some nighttime training or evening training to get ourselves used to working at night and in the dark. So it tends to be a busy day. That we get to sleep on shift, which is kind of a perk of the job, but at the same time, you never know how long you're going to sleep or if you're actually going to get to sleep. So it can make for a long night if things are busy. But it's a full 24-hour shift when we're there. You know, I think I always wanted to be a firefighter. There's pictures of me as a little kid riding on the fire trucks back in my hometown in little parades, sitting on toy fire trucks, always kind of playing with stuff. But there was one time when it really cemented for me was when I was coming home from a high school event. We had gone on a field trip, and as we were coming home, we came across a car wreck, and there was someone who was hurt very badly, and nobody knew what to do. There was nobody there who was trained on how to help people in that way. And so I felt very helpless about that. And I just really didn't like that feeling of helplessness. And so this was my junior year, and the summer after my junior year, I decided to go ahead and take a class, and I got trained as an EMT. And after I turned 18 during my senior year, I was accepted as part of the ambulance crew in our small town, and actually ran as a volunteer on our ambulance, even as a senior in high school for the remainder of that senior year. From there, I went on to college and got a degree in fire science, and was fortunate to land the job that I have and have been there ever since. And I tell you what, it's something I've just thoroughly enjoyed. It's a job that has a lot of, I don't know how to say it, it really makes you feel good about what you're doing in the community. People like you, they enjoy what we do, and I feel like we have a good mutual respect with the community, so it's really a gratifying job. A career in public service partially because of the example that was set for me by my parents. I saw them actively involved in the community, constantly giving back to the community. I saw that was something they saw value in, and I believe that instilled in me. And so I felt like I really had a calling to do that. And that's, I would say, 50% of my reason. And I think the other part of it comes from my being raised in the church. We were taught that servanthood is something that we're supposed to do. We're supposed to serve our brothers and our sisters. And so it's a Christ-like calling also to be involved in our communities and to serve the people who are around you. And so it's both that I was instilled with good stuff from my parents and from my teachings in the church that I think it really sunk in for me. If people want to know more about what we do, they can absolutely get in touch with their local fire department and call them up. I know we have several different programs. We have programs where we invite at-risk students in to come shadow us and to work with us, and sometimes it's for them to provide some of their community service that they're supposed to be putting in, but it gives them a chance to see what we do. We also have like a college program where we have students that work at our fire station, and they actually learn a job on the job. Even though they're not getting paid while they're there, they're getting valuable experience with that. There's opportunities to volunteer. Go take the opportunity to volunteer in your local volunteer fire departments. Just about every community around has some form of volunteer aspect to their department. Whether even the big metropolitan cities have small volunteer groups within, or a teenager group, or an explorers organization, where you can get in and learn. Is this something that I think would be fun? Is this something that is worthwhile to me? And you can find out whether this job would be for you.